looking at all his benefits. He forgives all your sin. He heals all your brokenness. He redeems your life from the pit. Crowns you with mercy, crowns you with love. Slow to anger, rich in love. His compassion rises like the sun from the heavens, high above. Great is his love for everyone. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Every heart be given him praise. As far as the east from the west, he has carried my sins away. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Let his mercy cover the night. From everlasting to everlasting, his kingdom rules in light. Justice for all who are oppressed. He made his ways known to Moses, his acts to the children of Israel. As a father has compassion on the children that he loves, so the Lord shows compassion to the ones who fear his name. He remembers we are dust. Our days are like the grass, but his mercy never fades. His faithfulness will last. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Every heart be given him praise. As far as the east from the west, he has carried my sins away. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Let his mercy cover the night. From everlasting to everlasting, his kingdom rules in light.
All right, everyone, welcome. Good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? It's good to have you guys. Today is Monday. There's no news today, but I'm glad that you're here. If you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Tyler. I'm going to be helping navigate us through the wild world of day trading futures. And I'm excited that you're here. If you're joining for the first time, we're all about ICT concepts. We're going to talk about order flow, talk about Jesus, talk about trading psychology, and answer any questions that you have. So it's going to be a good time. So put any questions that you have in the chat, and I'll be sure to answer them the absolute bestly that I can. How was you guys' weekend? How was the weekend? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What did I do? I coached my last basketball game for my son. We had beautiful weather. What else did I do? I got engrossed in all kinds of AI stuff that I'm super excited about. More to come in the future on that. And then right now I'm making a pot roast, or I'm making barbacoa beef. I have a giant slab of meat sitting in my kitchen ready for me to make. So I'm going to do that after the stream. That's the plan. Good morning, Georgette, Aaron, Zach, Mike, Blake, Justin, Bob. Good morning. Hello from Paris. Pretty cool. IK, good morning. Lion. First time here. Well, I'm hoping you learned something too. Should be a good time. This will be my first trade. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't go crazy now. Don't go crazy. All right, here's how we start every morning. Every morning we do our daily affirmation, or excuse me, every day we start off with prayer. So we're going to open in prayer. Then we're going to take a look at the charts, higher time frame, working down to the lower time frame, and see if we have an opportunity for the 930 model. The 930 model is only for those that are part of the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. And then we'll see if there's any other trades, and we'll take any trades that we can on stream. We're going to exercise lots of discipline, lots of patience. We're going to spend way more time sitting and doing nothing than anything else. That's just the reality of trading. And I have a little bit of tidbit I did in a TikTok here this morning that I just had this you know what? This is just the truth about trading, about missing trades. How many of you have missed trades? I've missed trades. We're going to talk about what it feels like and how to handle missed trades, okay? So let's go ahead and begin. Father, we just honor you this morning. Thank you for your goodness and faithfulness, Lord. Thank you that your kindness and your mercies endure. Lord, thank you that as we seek first the kingdom of God and your righteousness, everything else is taken care of. So, Father, this morning we honor you. We put you first place in our life. Father, we say that you are on the throne of my life. I honor you, Lord. May the stream be blessed. May you be in the midst of this stream today. May everything I say and do glorify you. And may everybody that's here be blessed in every way. In Jesus' name. And everybody in the chat said, amen. I got this dry spot on my knuckle and I'm itching it. All right. Let's take a look at the market. Let's see what we got here. Starting from our higher time frame, we're going to then work our way lower. So we'll start from a weekly perspective here. Now, everything that I'm going to be doing, you should be doing on your own charts, not just watching my chart. We're going to mark our previous week's high and low. I have a level here, here, and here. The low, the midpoint, and the high. Well, that's what I want to know. We've already ran the previous week low. That's pretty heavy. We also ran the week before that and the week before that, all in the pre-market. It's actually quite a drop, quite a drop this morning. So from a 4-hour, from a daily perspective, we're going to mark our previous day high and previous day low. And then I always like to mark our previous or Friday's midpoint. Friday's midpoint tends to be an area of interest for price. I don't know if that's going to happen today though. And we've been in this consolidation for this since October. My question is, are we leaving it and dropping? Honestly, I think we could go down to the 22s. We have some, you can't see it very well on this chart, but we have some levels here and here. So at least 23,000 I think we could dip down to. 23,000 could be in the crosshairs. All right, so dropping down further to the 4-hour time frame, we don't have much structure here. We haven't created an order block in this candle here. From an hourly perspective, we do have an hourly imbalance here that was tagged and we moved higher. And that's really our only. We have another hourly here. It's very small with a volume imbalance, so we will include the volume imbalance on the hourly. So we are marking the 5 a.m. candle and going to mark that hourly fair value gap. So that is bullish. Working our way down to the 15-minute now. This is where we will mark our London low, London high. I'm assuming, oh, that's 10:15. Do we have a London low here? 3, 1. I'm going to mark 3 a.m. as our London low, even though 2 a.m. is also going to be a London low. This is just an obvious swing low. So I'm going to mark that as my London low for this morning. And then for a London high, we've ran our London high, so there is none. We'll mark our midnight open. Midnight open has not been tagged yet, which is, unless that was, yeah, we haven't been tagged. And then the last thing that we're going to do, we have two more things actually. We're going to mark our new week opening range gap, a new week opening gap. It's going to be right here. New week. Oh, got it backwards. And then we'll change the date so we know the date that we're looking at. Today is 3/9. And then the last thing is our opening range gap from 415. We find 415 from the previous day. 415 is right here, and then we mark it to where opening price is likely to be. So it's somewhere here. The area isn't going to be finalized until 9:30. So we got 4 more minutes. So we'll just mark it there. Got our opening range gap all marked out. And voila, that is it. So now from the 15-minute time frame, what do we got? We've tagged this 15-minute. We have a 15-minute down here that's untagged. We've swept our opening, our current day's high right here. Failure swing, we drop lower. Still finding support on the previous week low. We have room to move higher, so that's always attractive. From 5-minute, we have tagged this 5-minute already, but not the hourly. So the 5-minute has been tagged. You can see that right there. A lot of consolidation. Lack of sweep. We've made a higher low here at 850. We have no news today. And we have another 5-minute SIBI right here that has held down price. Now, if you're like, what the heck is everything he's saying? Well, if you're here long enough, you'll start to understand the lingo. Also, everything that I say in here, I teach in the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, if you want to understand that lingo. All right, so what do we got? We got 2 minutes till the market opens. For those purpose-driven traders, I'm open to the 930 model. You'll hear an execution that took place. I don't do that execution on screen. I know that there's some new people here, so I'm just over explaining, so there's clarity for some of the new people here. The 930 model played out precisely. So we are up close to $100 per account on 10 different accounts. That's nice. That's always nice. That's always a good way to start the morning. Yes, sir, Mary. You're gonna be done for the day? Isn't that nice? Your day starts at 9:30 and it ends at 9:30. What's up, Eric? Sorry if you can't hear me. My audio is on. Everything is working. What do you guys think about the new layout? The new live stream layout? What do you think, huh? Tell me. Just tell me you like it and I'll be happy. Tell me you'll like it. Tell me you like it and I'll be happy. I am using OBS. We are on OBS. Everything was created, so I had to build everything here. Looks neat. All right. Thank you. Thanks, John. Yeah, prices are working on the bottom. I got all that. They only rotate I think it's every 1 or 2 minutes. So they'll stay stagnant for 2 minutes at a time and then they switch. I was only able to get the data pulled every 2 minutes unless I wanted to pay ungodly amounts of money for people to give me, real-time data. No, and I'm like, no. And that's why you don't see silver on there for whatever reason. Nobody wants to give silver away for free. So I'm like, I ain't paying money to get that. Oops, don't want to do that. I want to go back because that changes my layout here. I don't remember where I had that. Okay. All right, so what are we looking for? Right now, we're waiting for the first presented fair value gap. We got a 930 fair value gap, but we're waiting. We don't have really... We could see higher prices, but I want more structure. Here's what we got right now. We've swept the highs. We need to see where this 15-minute candle closes. I know we got 10 minutes, but the market just opened. So I don't want to rush into anything. And I think this is a great segue into the whole idea of missing moves. How many of you have missed a move before? The answer is everyone. The answer is obviously everyone. What I'm trying to say is missing moves is inevitable. Missing moves is part of the journey. Missing moves is a natural part of trading, and it's going to happen to you and everyone. Everyone will miss moves. So, if that is an inevitable part of trading, your job as a trader is, how do I respond to missed moves? I will admit, when I first started, I responded horribly to missed moves. I couldn't handle it. I did a horrible job and managing my emotions. I'd be annoyed and think that, oh, now I have to wait for another one, or I don't know if there's going to be another one, or man, my mentor took a trade and I didn't. I don't even know if he's going to take another one. Oh man, I'm going to maybe try to do something to make up for it. And it capped my trading for a long time. I was going to just say years, but that's just not the truth. But if it's an inevitable part of trading, your job as a trader is, how do I manage my emotions in the midst of a missed trade, is more valuable than you being able to catch the trade. Did you catch that? Pun intended. It is more valuable for you to be able to correctly respond to missed trades than it is to be able to get the trade every time, because that's just not gonna happen. So how do you respond to missed trades? Do you respond appropriately? I tell you, I didn't at first. Now I just know there's gonna be another one. I might have to sit for 45 minutes, but that's what I'm signing up for. Heck, I signed up for that. All right, so we have an inversion, but I'm not interested in that inversion to the downside. I'm just not interested in it right now. I just see we do have our first fair value gap potentially. We have 30 more seconds and we'll see how it happens, but this could be our first fair value gap. And look where it is. I do like the way this is laying out right now. It is overlaying with the 930 fair value gap pretty nicely, to be honest with you. So I like the way that looks. Okay, in 7 minutes, if we close with that wick, that's going to be attractive to look for maybe these prices down here for the hourly. Low resistance liquidity. We're inside consolidation. Remember that. Okay? This is, to me, is consolidation. I don't want to do anything right here, right now, unless I feel really confident that we're headed this way. And our first clue that we might run lower is this sweep of liquidity. I love, and everything I base everything on is off of sweeps of liquidity. This was from 5 a.m., so this is a 4-hour high. Okay, that's a 4-hour high. Take a look at this. So if we go to the 4-hour time frame, there it is. We have the 4-hour sweep right there. The question is that all we are going to do and run lower? Or are we going to wait till 10 a.m. because the 10 a.m. candle is coming up? Yes, I do have a dedicated video on the 930 model. Did they update that? Manual lockout? I'll be doing that. That's a great feature to have. It really is. Nobody wants to use it, but it's absolutely needed. How do you treat missing price gaps? What do you mean missing price gaps? Oh, how do I treat, not me missing them, but like, are you talking about if there's a missing candle? Is that what you're referring to? Just making sure I understand the question. Yeah. Give me the specific one so I can be more specific in my response to you. We got a good daily affirmation. We got a good daily affirmation for today. So hit that like button once we hit 100 likes. We're going 100 today because I know you guys love it. We're going 100 today. Once we hit 100 likes, we'll do our daily affirmation. How do you treat missing gaps? So no gap between Friday. Yeah. Okay, I understand. That's this big yellow box. Okay. I'll tell you what ICT teaches, and that's who I model my trading after. Opening range gaps. 70% of the time, half of it will be filled in the first 30 minutes. In this case, it was filled in the first minute of the opening candle. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, it is always a draw on liquidity. It is always a draw on liquidity. Sometimes it's drawn right away. Sometimes it's not drawn right away. In other circumstances, I will use it. For example, if we go to the regular trading hours, we'll look at, like here, we had a, where was it? It was right here. I'll use that when it's large like this and understand that we have a good chance of just slowly climbing to it. If the opening range gap is over 100 points, there's a high probability it's not going to be closing on that trading day. It's going to be left open intentionally. So we'll see where price wants to go, but here we are right now. This is the regular trading hours, so you can see the gap. Half of it's been filled slightly, and now it's, are we going to fill this later, or do we have room to run for lower prices? I will say that the levels that I was interested in prior to today were already ran. Weekly low and both the weekly low levels here. Both of those have already been ran. So are we going to run lower? We might even need to go to NQ1. Let's go to the continuing contract real quick, because I think we need to see if we have anything major to the left here. So we have these weekly lows down here. 23,514. The reason why I think we're going under 23,000 is this weekly fair value gap. That is the main reason why I've leveled or marked out 23,000 and why I think we could go down there. Is this fair value gap here, and then look left, we got a breaker here, low high, lower low. This is where I think we're going to find support at least temporarily. If you go down to the daily, what do we got over here? Yeah, that's it. So we got the weekly low at 23,519. That's our next opportunity, really. In Q, is it H? Yeah. Is that going to happen today? I don't know. We do have a breaker right here, but I'm more interested in it reaching up to these levels up here. Just because of how big this gap is, or how big these candles are. Its average size is 35 points right now. So do I want to get in right at this breaker and then have to go into drawdown by 60 points? No, I'm not going to do that. So what I'll look for is see if it wants to reach up to here, find resistance in this mitigation block and the fair value gap and the first presented fair value gap and the new week low, and see if we want to roll over here to then run for this hourly. We stopped right before the hourly. Did you guys see that? Here's our hourly fair value gap, and we stopped just shy of it. We did tag the first inversion in this breaker, so that might be enough. It's not enough for me. There's the first inversion. Do you see that? That inversion right there. We tagged it and then closed down here. Not enough for me to do anything yet. In some situations I would, just not right now. I'm just being patient. I'm just being patient. All right, give me 30 more likes and we'll do our daily affirmation. That will give us the thumbs up to do our daily affirmation. I have not entered a trade Scary AI channel. Did the 3 a.m. candle tag the 1 hour fair value gap? No. I mean, I guess depends on what 1 hour you're talking about. Yes, I mean this 1 hour fair value gap, yes it did. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at this hourly right here. All right, I am based on the 15-minute time frame. We have this nice sweep of liquidity and a bearish close. I am interested to seeing if I can find an opportunity to get down to this hourly. That's option number one. Option number two is go long from this hourly and see if we want to fill some of this area, maybe reach the previous day low. Either one is potential options here. But if I'm going to look for that short, I want it to reach up to here. That's what I want. Because they want oil prices to go up. Last night my wife was saying, Tyler, can we buy oil? Can we buy more stocks in oil? And I'm like, I guess so. I told her, I said, hey, your guess is best as good as mine. I missed the last one. She wanted to buy like thousands of dollars of silver 2 years ago. We bought some, but we didn't buy as. We bought a quarter of the amount, a third of the amount that she wanted to. And silver prices have quadrupled from the price that we bought it at. And I'm like, all right, you know what? You want to do something? Sure. Might be the Lord telling us to do something. I don't want to get in the way. Yeah, I know that China sells discounted oil. This is not a bad trade idea. It's really not. We have a confirmed order block right here. If we reach this fair value gap and another tag of this breaker basically without hitting this hourly, I'll take the entry. But it didn't. So we missed it. It didn't work out for us. So you see that this is the breaker and their fair value gap had overlapped with the fair value gap pretty nicely. So I was like, all right, if it leaves this and doesn't tag it and we get up into this fair value gap, I'll take the short because that's almost a guaranteed trade. That's a guaranteed win. What's up, Bag? If I had to give you a recommendation, 10,000% Apex. I'll pick Apex over Lucid any day. Now, that's me being a more experienced trader, and I know I can pass an eval in less than 30 days. If you can't pass an eval in less than 30 days, go with Lucid. That's the only reason I choose Lucid. Is the fact that they do not have a 30-day timer on you passing your evaluation, number one. And number two, you don't pay a subscription for that 30 days. So you pay whatever the dollar amount is, $100, and you can be on that evaluation for as long as you want. That is a huge value for new traders. But their value proposition stops there, in my opinion. I have it here because I have people that want it. So you can get 50% off. You can use the discount code DTJ, and it'll give you that discount. Do you see how we're going back and forth, folks? Do you see the candles? We have moments of continuation, and then we have more consolidation than continuation. So I'm just looking for the signals and price that say I want to leave, I want to do something, and that's what we're waiting for. This could be a breaker to the upside right here. I don't have a bullish or bearish narrative right now because of how low we already went and because we hit some major levels. JR, in what way is Lucid Flex way better than Apex? I'd love to hear that. Truly. Not because I want to pick a fight. That's not me. I want to provide value to those here. And if there's a true value that I'm missing, I want to be able to articulate that clearly to people that may be interested. All right, look how we filled the hourly fair value gap completely. And now look at this clean price action so far. Let's see if we get through this inversion and through this high. If we do, I don't know if I can go, honestly, I don't know if I can go long because of that candle right there. That 15-minute candle is just too obvious. It's hard for me to want to go long with that. I feel like the 15-minute time frame just wanted to run the highs and lows, and then now it's going to do something inside of all of this. That makes it for more difficult trading. Apex $250 a day payout requirement account delusion after 6 payouts, cost higher per account, consistency rule, and super slow payout process. Okay, so I think I can object to almost every one of these. These I mean, those are legit. So the $250 payout per day, well, on Lucid, you only get 50% of what you make. So you have to make double what you pull out. Apex, you keep 100%. The max amount of money you can make on Lucid on a 50K account is $12,000. Apex is $14,500 or $13,000. The higher cost per account, that's because Lucid doesn't charge an activation fee. Apex does, but if you're a brand new trader, having those two separate is a good thing because the chances of you passing your eval on the first attempt is very low. So instead of being out $100, you're only out $28. Consistency rule, it's 50%. So you can't make more than $750 on an Apex account. That's not a big deal. $750, that's still a lot of money. Super slow payout process, that's going to change now with all the new rules. So I get that. I hate the fact that I have to make double the amount of money and only take 50%. I think that is absolutely stupid. That's just the truth. That's just my strong opinion on that. I'm like, why am I going to do the double amount of work? At least the $250 a day you keep when you actually make it. It might be more difficult, but I mean, 50%, that's just, in essence, let me say it another way. I'm going to pull out $12,000 from Lucid, I have to make $24,000. You know how unlikely that is? That's just so unlikely. Yes, it's a 90-10, but you only can pull out 50% at a time. Yeah, Mr. DMP, after you make $12,000, you're moved to a live account, I think, on Lucid. I'm still sitting here waiting, folks. I'm looking for something that's clear. We found support here. There's this fair value gap right here. We respected it and swept this internal high. That's great, but we just hit an hourly fair value gap. So unless we start displacing lower, I mean, I could take this as a breaker. I could say, let's take the breaker short. That's a legitimate setup to the London low. That's a legitimate setup. And it could play out. I don't like the price action here. I don't know if it's going to want to reach back up to these untagged levels. And that is really what's stopping me. If I have a preference, I want it to reach up to the first presented fair value gap and then start displacing lower. That's what I'm interested in. Okay, so Johnny, in regards to Tradify, I was in my private live stream and I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna buy another eval. I'm like, should I get Lucid or Tradify? So I start going in between. I start looking at both of them, and I ended up going with Tradify again because I couldn't swallow the 50% thing that Lucid has. Tradify. What was your question on Tradify? What is the pros and cons? The pros are you can get up to $1,000 per day on withdrawals, but you're going to be maxed out. What is it on? I can't remember the number, but you're maxed out on the amount of money you can pull out as well. It's less than Lucid, but there's no consistency rules. It's way easier. I think if I had to pick between Lucid and Tradify is my number one choice between that. Hands down though, my favorite prop firm is Take Profit Trader. 0 rules in your funded account. I can make $8,000 in my funded account and I can pull it out the same day. There's not another firm that you can do that. You get it. They take 20% of it. So you keep 80% of it, but to me that's worth it for the instant withdrawals. That's just so worth it. You're maxed at $1,000 for Tradify. Most of these rules really don't apply to most people because they're just trying to get their first payout. So really you want lowest cost and easiest rule set. And I think that is Tradify. Lucid has a great rule set as well. It's just the work to get a payout, I think, is more on Lucid than it is Tradify. What's up, Deep Sea? I made my first payout yesterday. Congratulations, man. I'm up over $2,800. What do I have to do now to get a payout? It all depends. What account are you on? What account are you on, and what are their rules? I might know them. There is not a max payout on Take Profit. They just say if you make over $10,000 in a day, they reserve the right to be able to move you to a live account. I haven't seen anybody that's talked about it in detail of being moved to a live account. All right, look at price right now. Look how aggressive it is going up to the daily or to the first presented fair value gap. Okay, so this is where now we are paying attention. So all our other conversations are on pause. We have aggressive displacement, but we're hitting what I was interested in going short. So I'm not looking at this as a long, not right now, not yet. Only if we get up here and we start closing through those levels. It's 10 o'clock. So the 4-hour closed. What does the 4-hour candle look like? 4-hour candle closed bearish, and it left a 4-hour fair value gap. Pay attention, right? There's the 4-hour fair value gap that's now untagged. This is my interest right there. We could sweep these highs. And if we sweep those highs, we may continue. So I'm paying attention to, do we displace through this level? Do we find resistance? How are we going to get down here? Because that's what I would like to see. We may not get that because of this giant down close candle already. And that, yeah, we could just start pushing right through this. I might take a small long if we're going to close above this first presented fair value gap and see if we start running to these highs. But I need it. I don't want it to have a large wick. If it has a large wick, I'm not interested in it. All right, I'm going to try one micro here for the long. We just have nice candles here. I'm going to put this at the high. I'm not doing a large amount because there's some downside here. And the trade will invalidate if we close below the first presented fair value gap. Where is it? Where is my... I'm trying to get this on here, folks. I don't know where my screen is. Trade. All right, so see how it's displacing lower? I'm giving it a second here, but I'm gonna close that already. I'm closing that. Yeah, I'm not messing around with that. You see how that reaction? Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around with that. That's why I was cautious with only one contract size. So I'm out of that. That took away my loss or my win from this morning. I'll give myself one more trade most likely. That was nasty. The worst part about inversions or playing the inversion is when your rule is it has to close and you get a giant candle like that. I mean, that candle was 85 points. That's just horrible. That's just nasty. I might use this to go short. It's just a little messy. I know. Yeah, the thing is, we just got to be patient. London low looks attractive. That's originally what I was looking for. But I'm not going to lie, when I get nice price action like this and we close above a first presented fair value gap, I'm going to look for this high. I was anticipating that the new 4-hour candle might want to sweep this high. And that's what I was going to go for. We may not, obviously. Yeah, the 15-minute all did look like it wanted to go short. Except this candle was pretty bullish when it was up here. And I could have been a sweep of liquidity and then close back inside this range. And all these candles are still inside this consolidation zone. So all the bodies. The only thing outside this is wicks. So yes, it looks bearish, but technically it's inside of consolidation, so it could go either way. The hourly does look bearish. Look where all the wicks are, and look where the bodies are closing. That looks attractive. I might try one more shot here. It does look good for a short. And if it would be somewhere around here that I would look at going short. Stop would be at the high. That'd be 50 points. It'd be $100 if we do that. These are huge. These are huge numbers. That's a possibility. Elizabeth, I use for my backtesting, I'll use a little bit of TradingView, but I really like Tradezella's backtesting features. right, this is what I'm gonna do. I've decided. If we reach back up to this breaker, high, low, higher, high, broke lower. Here's my breaker. There's an order block for resistance. I will use that as an entry to go short. My only concern is that it could reach up to this price later, but we're going to attempt to take that. All right, so there's my entry. $262. And London low is 210. First target's going to be at 50% of the price leg. So this is 50% of the dealing range. That's going to be target number 1. This trade will be invalid if we close above this inversion that we closed below. I'm taking on some risk for this move here. More than likely, if I get stopped out, I'm going to hit my max daily loss for the day. Because of the size of these candles, that's just what I'm risking. And I'm okay risking that. I don't like that candle. There's the tag. If we're going to be in consolidation, it's just going to go right back up in here and I'm going to get stopped out. Way to go, Deep Sea. Congrats, man. It did not close above, but it closed on the level. That's not good, but we're going to let this play out. I might, if I can get back to break even, I might consider closing the trade early and seeing if we reach back up to here or these highs or this fair value gap. But I'm already in the trade. Okay, we're still respecting that inversion. Technically, no reason for me to get out. But the reality that these candles are very large, I could just get stopped out if we get one of those big candles, those displacing candles. I'm just hoping the displacing candle's in my direction here. It's not looking good. Yep. All right. I'm stopped out. I hit my max loss on my accounts of $250. So I'll be done on my funded accounts for today. I will trade my personal account, but I'm not going to trade anymore on the funded accounts. They've been doing very well, so I'm not going to try to make something happen in conditions that just aren't as attractive. We might be reaching back up for this level here. Not the best day. That's all right. What matters is I follow my rules. Last week we were we were green all week. It was a great trading week. So I'm not going to throw all of last week away by just continuing to trade when I hit my max daily loss. $250. I still like shorts. It has a direction. It's just not wanting to follow through. The direction is short. The direction is short. It's just not having any follow through. So best option is to probably take a position high inside the range and then let it roll over, because we're in a rotating market. Lower highs, filling all the fair value gaps. Well, that's nice, Deep Sea. We'll take that as a win, my friend. Take it as a win. Why don't we look at are we close to our daily affirmation? What do we got? Oh yeah, let's do our daily affirmation, folks. Let's do our daily affirmation for today. Affirmation is based on 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. That is here's our affirmation for today. I am not defined by my past, my failures, or who I used to be. In Christ, I am made new and I walk forward in a transformed life. I am not defined by my past or my failures or who I used to be. In Christ, I am made new and I walk forward in a transformed life. My prayer for you guys is that you would understand who you are and what you have available to you. It will change your life. It will change your life. All right. I am in a trade. I took my personal account, and when we hit that daily fair value gap, I went short. So we'll see if that holds. I'm not liking the way we're going back and forth, though. And the trade will be invalid if we close above this. That's kind of how I'm playing it. It's a crazy market. I'm gonna get out there. I'm not gonna mess around. Guys, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking the market today. I'm reading it wrong, or we're just in consolidation, and there's no reason for me to lose money for this. There's no reason to lose money on the market conditions that we're seeing right now. Or let me rephrase it. There's no reason to take extended losses. There's no reason. I took the losses that I was willing to take for today. And that is going to be it. I'm not gonna take any more trades. Sorry. Not the best day today. But we follow our rules, follow the plan, and we call it a success. We follow the rules, we follow the plan, and we call the trading day a success. Well, we can learn from our losses, Jamie. The question is are we going to learn from our losses? Many people don't. Yeah, the market looks pretty similar on both ES and NQ. Yeah, I mean, inside I'm thinking go short here, but obviously I've already closed all my accounts. Learning from other people's losses is cheaper. Yep, learn from mine. Learn from mine. But I ain't. It's disappointing. You still have to deal with those feelings. You're gonna still have emotional ups and downs. Okay, that's just the truth. You're going to have those feelings of victory. You're going to have those feelings of defeat. The question is how do you, and I'm encouraging myself right now, how do you respond to those feelings? Are you going to allow you to do stupid stuff? Are you going to allow it to affect your decision making? Are you going to allow, in this case, see that it's potentially going in your direction and feel the FOMO and just feel this urge of like, I need to make it right? The best thing to do is to turn off the charts and walk away. Turn off the charts, walk away, and come back another day with a fresh mind, fresh balance, and follow the plan. I know my plan works. I know my strategy works. I know the breakers work, and it's just a matter of catching them on the good days. Do I regret, let's talk about the breaker that I took short, okay? Do I regret taking this trade? I do not. I do not regret taking this trade right here. So the trade idea, and that's what I'm going to go over here, is I'm going to evaluate my decision making here. I went short right there. Roughly my stop was 30, 40 handles. There's my breaker. Did we sweep liquidity here? No, but we swept liquidity here. We swept the 4 hour, and that was enough for me to say, all right, we may not have a higher sweep. We rebalanced the first presented fair value gap, and then we rejected it. Another sign. Did we have a target? Yes, we have London lows. So all my elements that I want to see is there. What was the draw on liquidity? Were we bullish or bearish? I'd say overall bearish because of how we opened. So I had the direction. I looked for my sweep of liquidity. I had my confirmation in the first presented fair value gap. And then I had my model show up. And it just didn't work out. So I can't complain about that trade. I can't complain about it. It was a decent setup. How about this trade here? What about the inversion we took to the upside? I don't regret it either. The only thing that I regret is that this candle had to be that big. Because if that candle wasn't that big, I would have taken a much smaller loss. But you just get those some days. So we just had two things that just not go in our direction. And it caused us to hit our max daily loss. I'm going to walk away and be disciplined. Emotions is a good way to blow your accounts. 100%. Let's see if it gives us the 930 or the 1030 model. It looks like we have a fair value gap at 1030. We'll see if it holds. I won't be taking it because I'm done. That is the fair value gap. So the model says if we enter and respect this fair value gap, you go long for 1 to 2 standard, for 1 to 2 R. Oh, I'm done. I've already closed all my accounts. All right, so now this candle has to respect this fair value gap. If we close below it, the trade is invalid. If we close inside it, that is technically our entry. Now, I'm not taking it. I'm just tape reading what I'm just tape reading this model. So the trade would look something like this. Stop lot is at the low of candle 2. That's a 31 point, depending on where we close here in 12 seconds. All right, so there's our entry right here. Stop loss is at the low of candle 2. That's a 30-point target. So either your target is at 31 points right here, or you could go for the swing high, but for sure take some off if we hit 31, and then you can hold for a 2-hour trade, and if you can go for 60 if you want. Let's see if it gives it to us. The conditions aren't very good, so I'm 50-50 on the likelihood of this right now, but we're just going to watch it play out, see how it wants to play. Bodies are respecting the fair value gap. They're closing above it so far. We'll see where this next one closes in 16 seconds. I am not in this trade. For those joining, I've hit my max daily loss. I'm done trading for the day. I'm just watching and tape reading the 1030 model, which we have our entry. Seeing if that plays out. All right, target hit. For TP1, I would be pushing for TP2 at 63 or 62 and seeing if we hit that one. I'd move our stop to break even at this point because we took TP1. In my opinion, you have two options. Either close both contracts here, or if we're gonna go higher, we're gonna go well past this 63, and I probably would shoot for a higher number. I'd probably go for this high sitting here at 931 or close to it. So if we get close to that, that's where I'd probably sell. Because if we get to this next level where our TP2 would be, more than likely we're gonna have another push higher, and I would probably stretch my target out to see if I can get more. Watch. I mean, it's just, I'm pretty confident in that. So there would be 60 right there. Let's see if it gets another push. And what another way you can handle this is you can start moving your stop loss. You can start moving your stop loss to a trailing drawdown. So you put it at the low of the previous candle. So right now we would put the low at 1037 so that we can hold our profits and allow this to go higher. As soon as this candle closes and we're on the next one, right there, now we'll put our stop loss to the next candle. So now we're just hoping that we get this continuation move and we don't run these lows. So right now, based on our entry right here, we're gonna lock in 45 handles in profit and see if we want to go higher. So that's what we got going on right there. When you watched ICT, what year did you do? Is there any others you recommend, or do you have a playlist to help teach that also? I've looked on your channel, but I'm 52. Computers weren't my thing. I watched his daily stuff. I went through the 2022. If you're wanting something, there's our stopped out at break even, or stopped out there. For in profit. So nice 1030 model, guys. The 1030 model, I get a lot of flack from people about that. They say it doesn't work, it's a waste of time, but it's worked. It's worked. And I really like very simplistic models. I don't expect them to be a big winners. The 930 model, you can't do just the 930 model and that be your only strategy. That's just, it doesn't work like that. The 1030 model, it is not meant to be played by itself and only do that because it only shows up a couple times a month. But you put those together and you stack models on top of each other, you can be very profitable. Apparently Friday, I wasn't on the charts, but Friday had a nice 3 p.m. reversal. Let's see what it was. No, that wasn't a 3 p.m. reversal. So whoever said that it was a 3 p.m. reversal, that is not true. Yeah, nope, no 3 p.m. reversal on Friday. If you're wanting to start out with something, watch ICT's core content. Month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it goes up to 12, but watch those. No, open is at 9:30 New York Standard Time. What's up, Willie? Did anybody take the 1030 model? Obviously, I didn't take it, but I narrated it. Who did any? I see a couple people took it. Jeff took it. RMP took it. Anybody else take that? All right, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's a great mod. It works. It works. You just, in all things, you can't oversize, and there's going to be losing days. Okay? That's just the reality of trading. So you just play the odds in your favor, and the odds are that 62% of the time this wins. So good. I'm glad you guys got something on that. I did not. On my YouTube channel, Vic, you can watch it. It's live on my YouTube channel. The problem is the problem with this strategy, and I understand the legitimacy of people's, is like, well, you can't build a trading career around the 1030 model. It's true. It's not. It wasn't meant to be. My philosophy has always been, I want to give easy wins to newer traders while they learn. So that's what the 930 model is. That's what the 1030 model is. That's what the 3 p.m. reversal model is. And then I have my primary model, which is breakers and inversions. And that takes a lot more market understanding to know which ones to take, because obviously not every breaker works. We just realized that today. We got stopped out on the breaker and took a loss. That's how I hit my max daily loss. So not every breaker works. And so market context is so much more important for those models. But those models give significantly bigger trades. I mean, right now I would say I average 50 to 100 points on a breaker trade. Average. That's probably what I make, because I don't sell after 20 points. I just don't. Usually it's 50 to 100 points. Maybe so I'd probably say the average is around 50 is what I make on those trades. So they're much bigger trades. They're nice. All right, so you got a 15-minute candle that closed above here. Well, you got to look at it probably filling some of this out. That's just what you got to anticipate. All right, folks, we're going to end up here. I'm not going to belabor or sit in front of the charts. I got other things that I can do, be beneficial to my time. I'm going to lock out. I'm going to check out this new feature. Well, technically, I'm already locked out because I put my max daily loss on there. But I'm going to lock myself out because I want to try it. I'm going to check out that new feature. And then I'll be back here tomorrow for our private live stream for those inside the Academy. The Purpose Driven Trader Academy. If you're interested, you can find more information in the description. You should also see that flickering on the screen. It should show up. I've been working on getting some of those little features on there. So here in about 20 seconds, it should pop up on the screen. I'm going to see if it doesn't. I'm curious. Does it go? All right, here in 10 seconds. Does it show up? There it is. Yep. All right, guys. Check it out. If you have any questions, reach out to me. God bless, guys. Stay safe. Good trading. We'll see you all later.